Hello, hello, everyone.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another installment of Communal Conversations.
Wow, we are back for another exciting edition.
Another one. Honestly, tonight's show is going to be so great. We have just an awesome panel. These students are ready to talk to us. I mean, it's HBCU royalty. Come on now.
Yes.
We was kings, and we're gonna let the people know. Okay, let's get into it. We have a great show lined up for you all, a great panel of wonderful students, and I think you should go ahead and meet them right now. So let's go ahead.
Hi, everyone. My name is Taylor Davis. I'm a senior marketing major, and I currently serve as the 82nd Miss Howard University, hailing from Dallas, Texas. And I thank you guys so much for inviting me. Very excited to speak on this panel today.
How you guys doing? I'm Timothy McDonald, a junior chemical engineering major from Baltimore, Maryland, and I have the pleasure of serving as the 44th Mr. Howard University.
Hey everyone, my name is Morgan Gibson. I'm a junior chemical engineering major from Huntsville, Alabama, and I'm currently serving as Miss College of Engineering and Architecture at Howard University.
Hi everybody, my name is Yasmin Senior. I'm a freshman computer science major from Long Island, New York, and I humbly serve as Miss Freshman at Howard University.
Hi, everyone. My name is Christian Peterson. I am a senior business management major from South Carolina, and I serve as the 63rd Miss Hampton University.
Hey, how y'all doing? My name is Jordan Bray. I'm a graduating senior liberal studies major at Hampton University, and I am blessed and honored to serve as the 19th Mr. Hampton.
Wow, everyone, we're so excited to see you all tonight and have a conversation with you. At this time, we'd really like Mr. Jordan Bray to pray over us and, just help this event start off on the right foot.
Thank you. God, thank you for another day. Thank you for allowing us to all make it to this event safe and sound. God, thank you for giving us another day to live for you, be with those fighting eternal battles, and be with everyone tonight and watch over this event. In Jesus' name I pray, we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much. Thank you all for being here tonight. I'm really excited. So let's go ahead and jump right in. You know what? We are going to start with our usual question. We just want to check in with you guys. We know it's been a long semester. We're coming down now into the end. Just give us one word. How are you all feeling coming up to the end of your semester? And we'll start with Taylor.
Thank you so much for asking. It's definitely been, I'm just thinking back to my freshman year. If I had known that my senior year was gonna unfold like this, I would have just been like, no way. But I'm in a great headspace now. I think that going into the new year was a great time to be able to reset just for the semester and adjust to this new virtual environment. So it's been definitely a challenge, but something I think that's really pushed me to make the best out of our situation. We're all virtual, but we're still together in a way. So that's been really uplifting for this year. But thank you for asking.
Excellent. And we'll go with Timothy and we'll just keep moving.
Yeah, so like Taylor said, a lot has happened, especially this year. I feel like I kind of missed out a year of just being on campus and being with everybody, but we've been able to have events. We've been able to just be with each other virtually and support each other through this time. So the one word that I would say throughout this time now is relieved, right? Relieved that this school year is finally over and ready to move to the next school year.
Excellent. Yeah, Christian?
Just like the same sentiment as everyone else, but I am very thankful for Hampton despite the circumstance that we had this year. And I'm just very excited to start my future, post-grad and move.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead, Jordan. Yeah.
Personally, for me, one word I can use is really thankful because, we can look at the cards that we were dealt, and it's COVID, and there's nothing we really could do about it. So the fact that I know a lot of us, especially HBCUs, are making the most out of what we were given and opportunities that we still were able to have. I just feel like that's so great, so blessed. And like everyone else, I'm ready to graduate because I've also been stressed too. 21 credits is crazy. I'm taking 21 credits right now, trying to get out of here. So yeah, but other than that.
Excellent. And Yasmin and Morgan, how about you all?
Being a freshman on campus and having your whole year virtual has definitely been like very difficult for me. But one word I would describe it as anxious, anxious for finals coming up and whatnot, but also anxious to actually get that campus experience on the fall. So that's something I'm definitely excited for.
Yes, I also share the same sentiment. My word for the year was yet. God hasn't done whatever it is for me yet. So I've been waiting with great expectation. I'm definitely thankful that the year is over, but I still have another year in school. So my word going forward will always be yet. That's just what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for God to just fulfill whatever it is he has for me, but this year has been going very well, and I'm so grateful that this is the last week of classes.
Amen. It is definitely the last week of classes, and it's definitely a range of how we're feeling during this time. Stressed, maybe a little bit tired, maybe just trying to push to the last end of all of this. So I'm excited to see what you all will continue to do in your college lives and post-grad lives. So I did kind of want to have a conversation and ask the question about what it's like to serve in your roles and capacities as royal court members in this virtual setting. I know we've all had to adapt in different ways. So what has it been like for you personally? And we can start with Christian.
Yeah, it's definitely been different. And I think a part of becoming like a Miss of your university, you have the support system of the past queens, but it is harder because this is your own experience. No one in the past has ever done it like this, like we've had to do. So it's definitely been different. I would say like I've missed the social aspect of being on campus, like even besides the fact of, being royalty on campus, but just being on campus, being able to see like the student body. And like, I feel like seeing who you represent really fuels you to keep going. So you just have to find a different motivation outside and virtual to keep doing and serving what you're doing.
I like that. It's so important to find that motivation wherever it may stem from. How about you, Timothy? What has it been like serving in this capacity in the virtual space?
Thank you. And Christian really touched on this well, but it's been harder. It's been harder, and that is because just being on the campus is the feeling that can't get matched for me sitting at home taking classes, right? One of the reasons I not only wanted to become royalty, but go to Howard in the first place is because the first time I stepped on the yard, it was like 75 degrees outside. It was bands playing. It was people walking around, right? And you really felt that love of being on a community filled with Black minds and Black people just wanting to just be better, right? And I am getting none of that being home. And a lot of people have been finding it difficult to just do well in school, right, with the virtual platform. And myself included. And so it's been harder. It's a lot of more work behind the scenes, right? Usually with royalty, you are not only do you throw on events, but you're able to walk around and just talk to students, right? Like see what they want to do with their life. Maybe give a piece of yourself to them, help them out. But you can't do any of that in this, or at least anywhere to that capacity where it should be. So it's a lot more work behind the scenes and a lot more grunt work that is involved. But we're getting through it. It's just, at the end of the day, we all love our universities, and that's why we have this position. And that is part of the motivation that kind of keeps pushing us forward.
I love that. We definitely all have a love for our universities and express it in different ways. You all expressing it through Royal Court is a beautiful thing to see. How about you, Jordan? How have you been dealing with this move to virtual?
So virtual is kind of like, a lot of stuff that I was doing before I was Mr. Hampton, because I kind of became Mr. Hampton and part of my fraternity all within like the same couple months of each other. So a couple of things that I really wanted to embrace was kind of reaching out in the community, I used to go into prisons and juveniles detention centers, and did a mentoring program through Verizon, just with the young African American males within the Hampton Roads community. So it's been extremely hard to kind of want to just go in and go out, because I've gotten denied for so much stuff. But one thing I've tried to do, I haven't been able to have too many episodes because I work 40 hours a week, and like I said, 21 credits just gets crazy. So, but I have these things called Mental Check Mondays, and there's actually one coming up this upcoming Monday. The topic is relationships. But if you guys go check out my Instagram, JRay1K, JRAY1K. I've had a couple where the topics are kind of range about stuff that we're kind of going through, goal building, kind of finding your spiritual self. And there's the two people that I did, they were like people I look up to, and I know that the information they're going to give is going to be so fulfilling. So one thing I want you guys to do, if you guys ever have a minute, just go check it out, because you're going to be able to relate to a lot of it. And that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be able to connect with the student body, to connect with them for what they're going through and how they're feeling, what they want to do later in life, because it has its specific topics, but they just, like I said, they have so much game. They're like each like 70 minutes long. They all have like so much game in there that is just definitely you guys could tap into. So that's definitely what I've tried to do virtually.
Yeah, awesome. I mean, I think all of these are like really important things that you all pulled out. Something Christian and Timothy that you both pulled out was about being on campus, right? There's obviously a difference. I know that you talked about what you missed about campus life, but what are you hoping to kind of bring back to campus life when you get back on campus? So like, what are you hoping to bring back to the campus, and for the new students who've potentially never been there, what are you hoping to bring to them? And we can start with, how about Yasmin, since you actually never lived on campus?
So being on campus is something that I think my class is really looking forward to, since we have never been. So definitely accumulating like events for them on campus, like mixers, and getting to know each other, as well as just finding like your niche and people who think likewise as you is something I definitely look forward to, and just being able to like chill and hang out with your friends as well.
Awesome. And what about you, Morgan?
Yeah, I was going to say, like, Howard doesn't really struggle with school spirit, right? The only thing we're really missing is that community aspect. You know, it's kind of dissipated as we've been in this pandemic. I will say there have been some really great virtual events that have been thrown by various students and various organizations, and that kind of helps. But I mean, there's nothing like being in person on campus. I call it the Howard buzz. You know, you're on the yard and you're like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe I'm here. And so I think, first of all, the freshmen and also there'll be sophomores, when they experience that, they're going to be so grateful for Howard and all that Howard stands for. And Royal Court is always going to be the light and the love of the university, no matter how you serve and in what capacity. So for the new students being able to see that and experience that, and then the old students coming back and being like, oh, yes, I missed this. I mean, that's just community. And I think that everybody will be grateful for that.
Absolutely. And Ms. Davis, I want to ask you, I know you said you're a senior, but what are you hoping for the students next year to come back onto campus?
Yeah, I'm just so excited for the moment where campus is actually reopened, because I just know that the energy is going to be just something like we've never seen before, completely unparalleled. I think that, and it's also just made people very like appreciative of like our ability to be able to connect with each other. I've always been a person who I consider myself to be a little more reserved, surprisingly. And I never really thought that I needed that social element to really kind of like thrive just within anything that I do, like with or within campus or not. But it's really made me realize how essential it is just us as humans to be able to physically connect with each other, and how much of the college experience that really entails. So I think that I'm really excited for the moment where people are able to just enjoy each other and be in the same space with each other again. I think just regardless of the fact that we're at Howard, just it's going to be such an amazing moment. We kind of get to a point in this pandemic when we're able to enjoy each other's company. Like, I think it's gonna make that moment even better, and just everyone being more appreciative and open. I know people are going to be outside once we're back on campus. Like, any opportunity you get to go to a function or to go to the CAF and just hang out with people, they're going to be there. And I think that's going to be great. And I think that's the mentality we should have all the time. So very, very excited and hoping that, people, it's everything that people expect it's going to be and more when we do get the opportunity to go back.
I definitely have that hope as well, Taylor. So many students deserve to have, that collective experience, that Howard buzz that Morgan was talking about, or that HBCU buzz. It's definitely so needed. It's so special, something that our HBCUs produce. I did have a question about what kind of initiatives or what kind of events have you all been able to hold in the virtual space to, uplift the campus community or just help your platform and share that with other people? And I'm thinking of starting this with Timothy.
Sorry that I had to unmute myself. Thank you for that question. During the beginning of the whole virtual space, right, I was trying to think of a way to bring creativity along with the virtual setting. And during that time, and even now, right, the whole idea of promoting Black business was a very big topic, right? And again, it is today, as it should be. So one of the events, I was able to host a Instagram live with one of my friends, Isaiah Lewis. He owns a business named Ed Anime Productions, and through that business, he teaches the importance of learning your history, especially Black people, right? So think of Magic School Bus, but Black people and Black history, right? And that is the whole company. And we had a Instagram live for about an hour, just speaking on the importance of promoting Black businesses and getting names out there, and having that importance of recognition, right? Because if people recognize you, they're able to invest in you, right? And we're big believers of that, especially at Howard University. We always promote Black businesses. If we were on campus right now, like every other week, we would be in the CAF, and you would see, like walking into the CAF, you would see just a bunch of vendors lined up, ready to, sell their merchandise, all Black owned, all Black merchandise. And it's just a great time, right? So I tried to use that mindset in creating that Instagram live. It was a series in a way. So it was a good time. And that was like an event that I was happy about.
That's so pivotal, and it's so important, especially in this crucial time. We're going through an unprecedented pandemic, and different businesses have been dealing with different things. So just your ability to share with the community, what we've been doing and what Black businesses have been achieving is so important. So I'm going to pass the question over to Christian. Have there been any events or any initiatives that you've been able to put on as Miss Hampton?
I would say the biggest thing I focused on was just being there. I know that since we weren't really on campus, it was just really important for me to say, like, okay, I'm just going to serve. So serving my community at Hampton, but also serving my community back home, because, they raised me, I got to give back to them, but also just in Hampton, just being able to, meet people in Hampton, being able to see what Hampton has to offer, because it is a smaller community. It's not that big. And they do struggle with a lot of different issues. So just being able to be aware of what is going on and being a helping hand. One big thing I really did was pushing my platform called the REAL program, and it stands for Raising Excellence in African American Leaders. And essentially that was just based off of my own struggles with college. I wanted to provide a network and provide a support system for high school students. So I was able to work with high schools in Hampton as well as South Carolina, just to, say, like, you have so many options, and the promotion of HBCUs, because I came from a high school where, they were like, oh, I mean, you can go there if that's your only choice. But there's so many amazing things that people are limited to. So just creating that exposure, being there for people, hit the ground running and just go for it. And I think that's been the biggest thing that I've been able to do.
Thank you so much for that answer. It definitely sounds like you've been serving not only your local community, but your Hampton community as well, and just providing different ways that people know that there's a good pipeline to HBCUs and a support system and a network of people who are always there to help you. How about you, Morgan? What's it been like serving in this virtual setting?
Yes, thank you so much, Erica. So one word that I always wanted to keep in mind while I was serving in this role was being present, right? So we're at home, but I can do my best to be present. So the first week of classes, me and my mister, his name is Chandler, we did like an Instagram challenge where every day we had an Instagram challenge and the engagement was great. And at Howard on Thursdays, everybody goes to the caf for Soul Food Thursday. So last semester, I started a series called Soul Food Thursday, where we would talk about important topics like authenticity, imposter syndrome, just things that you might struggle with while being a student at Howard or just in life in general. And if you check my Instagram story, every day I do this thing called Math Question of the Day, because I'm an engineering student. So Math Question of the Day gets great engagement, and it keeps the students involved. We have a couple of more events coming up, just off the record, just things that I want to do, just for my community. I help out a lot with Jack and Jill at home, trying to make sure that they go to Howard, period, or an HBCU, just anything, just so that they know that there are great Black people that care about them and love them. So, yeah.
Yes, I love this. I have been loving this conversation, but it is 8:24, so it looks like it might be time for a small break, you guys. But thank you all for talking to us. Stay right here. I just want to highlight a little comment from our wonderful Dean Richardson. HBCU excellence on display. He is Dean Richardson. We love that you're loving this experience. Thank you, Dean Richardson, obviously, for letting us have this. This is a special time for us every other week. But you guys, we're going to take a quick break. Enjoy this short video. Get your questions together. We already have a great audience question in the comments. Just get your questions together, put them in the comments, and when we come back from this break, we will start asking audience questions. All right, see you in a minute.
Wow, welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much to Beacon Liturgical Dance for that performance. It was beautiful. And this, of course, is a plug to also watch their 13th annual concert that just premiered on our YouTube page for Beacon Liturgical Dance, God's Promises. So please go check that out. We have amazing, amazing, amazing students who continue to do great things.
Absolutely. Yes. Everything that Erica said, we are so excited to jump back into these questions. Audience, if you have some questions, go ahead and throw them in the chat now. But we want to start with our first question out of the audience questions. And our question comes from Joseph Julius Diller. Oh, we know that name. As HBCU student leaders, when you consider the state of minorities in America, what advice would you give to students on continuing the fight for justice? And let's go ahead and start with Jordan.
All right. What advice would you give the students to continue to fight? Keep fighting. You know what I mean? Don't stop. Never stop. Because like, I don't want anyone to, and I know people don't, but I don't want anyone to ever believe like what's going on in this world is acceptable. I believe that we as African Americans need to start putting ourselves in positions where we can start making these laws change, these people change, these the funding of police forces that are not operating correctly. It just baffles me. It really does, and I would get real sensitive on this topic, but it just really baffles me that how we can continue to let these our court systems can continue to let justice not prevail and letting people go. Like kind of watching the case now on TV is like what's going on? Like why are we still trying to we're trying to belittle a murderer? You know what I mean? Like what is happening to us is murder. Like it's nothing short of that. And it seems like we're giving people slaps on the wrist, pats on the back, and that's not acceptable as for us as minorities in this world. And as we're slowly starting to become the majority, we need to start to take our country back. Because the way I look at it, my platform was Project Royalty. So I say that we're all royalty. You know what I mean? We come from kings and queens. We were kings and queens. We were stolen from land to come over here, and we're enslaved. And I just think we need to take our power back, and that's what we're doing right now. So when you say, what advice will I give to students? Just keep fighting, and just never settle, ever, because one day it'll all be great. And I just know that for a fact, 100%.
Excellent. Absolutely. Taylor, how about you get in on this question?
Absolutely. I think the two biggest things is just number one, when you are continuing this fight for justice, know when to give yourself kind of a mental break. It's very traumatizing, continuously watching, as it was described before, a murder. This is really traumatizing events that we have to witness. Not just our generation, but this is, generational trauma that we have to continue to relive this. So know when to give yourself a mental break. And when, sometimes it's just not the best decision to log on to Twitter and see everyone's commentary, or to stay up all night reading about all of these cases of Black death. Like, know when to give yourself a break, and a break just from that continuous trauma. And also, I think that what's really important is that we understand that the case that we're all following right now is happening, at the local level. And that's something that we really need to be focusing on when, just in terms of elections. And this is myself included. I feel like I place a lot of emphasis on the major presidential elections, but these cases of injustice, they go directly, to the local and state levels before they even reach like the Supreme Court or anything like that. So really important for us to get more involved just on a local level, so we start to have a larger representation in some of the politicians that really impact our daily lives. That starts kind of on the local level. So those are the two things that I really try to emphasize. But definitely, it's very, very traumatizing for us to have to relive this over and over. So know when to shut the screen off and give yourself some time to digest what we're witnessing.
excellent, excellent advice, you all. And Timothy, do you want to hop in? Do you have any advice for the students?
Yeah, thank you. My biggest advice for the students, at least, is to get involved outside of campus, right? And I say that because somebody who is at Howard University, who is in DC, a lot of the protests, a lot of the riots, a lot of the just the controversial actions that do happen in DC a lot, right? That's because you have a lot of radical thinkers as well as liberal thinkers, right? So it's a big melting pot. But the thing about having a university behind you is that you are a representation of the university, and there's only but so much you can do, right? And that is okay at times, but at other times you may need to relieve yourself of having that university as a backboard, just because you may find yourself in situations that having the university behind you isn't the best light, right? And again, but I like Jordan mentioned it, you always want to keep fighting no matter what. If let's say you're in a student organization and you go through your student life and activities director and you want to have this event that touches on a topic like the case that is going on currently, or touches on any topic that is controversial and you get denied. That is the time where you go outside of university and you actually fight for what you believe in, because that is something that shouldn't be shut down just because of different rules and regulations, right? And so don't be afraid to take a different avenue. If the one what that lies in front of you isn't working, don't be afraid to go around, right? Because your voice does not deserve to get shut out or put down. Just because you feel that way and somebody disagrees with you doesn't mean that they're right and you're wrong. So yeah, my biggest piece of advice is don't stop no matter what, and again, don't be afraid to find a different avenue.
Absolutely. I love that, Timothy. Just remaining resilient and steadfast in knowing that justice and equity must come. And you all definitely are in the space and the positions to enact change. And I'm just so thankful that you all contribute to this in various different ways. So our next question will be coming from Octavia Allen Whitfield, who is also the president of Beacon Liturgical Dance. Thank you, Octavia. She asks, what inspired you all to pursue royal court positions at your respective universities? And has your journey been what you expected? We can start off with Yasmin.
I would say what inspired me to run for Miss Freshman is just seeing my class be so separated and like people not have friends or expected this college experience that they wanted. And I wanted to be that leader as well as a friend to bring my class together. And I think that's what mostly made me run, being able to throw events for my class and get them to come together and also like find people that they find interest with. So that's been something that definitely inspired me to pursue to run. And my journey, although it's been different, it has been what I expected, because you get these roles where you could throw these events and help people feel comfortable with their school and who they are. And I feel like that's something that makes me happy to see my class, adjust to being virtual, but also succeed in their campus life and also in school. So I would say my journey has definitely been great.
Thank you so much for that. How about you, Morgan? What's your journey been like?
Oh, my journey on the royal court. Okay, let's dive in. No, I started off, I ran for Miss Freshman and I lost, but that's where I met two of my great friends. Octavia is one of my best friends, and Timothy. And so that's where we met, in like my friendship with both of them started at the Miss Freshman pageant. So I'm so glad I did it. I ran for Miss CEA and I lost. And then I ran again and I got the title. So this is something that I've been trying to get, honestly. And that is why yet is my word, because God hasn't done something yet. But honestly, this is where I'm supposed to be. I feel like this is me walking in my purpose. These steps have already been ordered for me. As far as my inspiration, I grew up always going to the Magic City Classic here in Alabama. Both my parents went to Alabama A&M, and you just see how the Mr. and Miss of the universities, they are the light and love. It almost feels like I'm going to their school. And so it just feels like they just own the place and they just have so much confidence, and just seeing that radiate off of Mr. and Miss Howard, all of them had this quality. So I just admire them. So here I am.
I'm so glad to hear that. And like it was said before, your perseverance is amazing for you to be able to make it to this position that you're in now. So we applaud you for that. How about you, Jordan? How has your journey and experience been?
My journey, my experience for real, like as soon as I touched down the campus, there was I always say this, like there was three things that attracted me immediately. The first thing was the student leadership program I saw when I came on campus, became a part of the student leadership program. I was a football player too, so it wasn't usual for football players to want to be engaged. You know what I mean? The football team hung out with the football team, the cap in the corner. And early on, I kind of learned that like I don't want to really just be a football player. You know what I mean? And so at these football games, I would like turn around and Mr. Hampton, 16, I call him 16 all the time, Chris Bates. He was there, and just like kind of that impact that he had on the campus and the way he was able to inspire and get people to want to be a part of things, want to get involved within the community. That kind of was one of the starting factors. So freshman year, I was like, always, yeah, I want to be Mr. Pirate. I want to be Mr. Pirate. And kind of, so it was like more of a manifestation thing for me, really. And I wanted to have that impact. I wanted to be able to be involved in my school. And has my journey been what I expected? Absolutely not. I did never think in a million years we would be in a COVID environment. However, it is kind of what I expected because I'm enjoying the role and I'm enjoying having that impact on the school. So the people, I'm still being personable, like I said, with the Instagram lives and things of that nature. Just honestly, I'm honored to really be able to be Mr. Hampton here because, like I said, it was just an early freshman year dream that was able to come true. So
that's beautiful. You know, the power of manifesting your dreams is something so important, and just being in the space to enact it. It's a beautiful thing. How about you? Let's see who's next. How about you, Ms. Hampton? How has your experience been?
Yeah, so my experience is very similar to Jordan. I kind of always knew I wanted to be the miss of wherever school I went to. That was just something I always wanted to do. I was exposed to that since I was little. My sister ran for it. I had a close friend and she served as Miss Claflin. So it was just something I always wanted to do. But, you know, I almost did not do it. And because I had such a difficult experience my freshman year in trying to build that back up, trying to build up who I knew I wanted to be. And there were so many factors going against as to why I shouldn't have done it. But I just made the decision, you know, I was like, you know, God, when you put this on my heart for no reason, and I never want to live my life thinking like, I should have tried that. So I did it. I had an amazing experience. I learned so much, even before winning. It was just an experience of learning throughout running. So that's how I knew. I was like, this is meant for me to do, regardless of the outcome. I'm so thankful for it. And then I ended up winning, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. And the journey hasn't been, I don't think I knew kind of what to expect, but the experience that I did have, it was really worthwhile. I feel like the experience was in a lot of ways more than what I thought it was going to be. And then in some ways, you know, it wasn't because of COVID, but like I said, I've learned so much and gained such an experience from it that I'm thankful regardless of what was.
Excellent. Oh, wow, you guys. Excellent. This, Erica, this night has been excellent. I don't know. This is
It truly has.
you all. We have actually another audience question, but it is 8:40. It's actually 8:43, and we have to get you all out of here. I'm so sad. You know, I've had a wonderful night tonight. Erica, how about you?
This has been another incredible experience. Just seeing the impact that this institution has within our broader HBCU institution is truly, truly marvelous. And it's so much excellence as I've seen on this panel tonight. So I've just been thankful to hear from you all and learn from you all as students at your respective universities.
Absolutely. This has been a wonderful night. I'm excited to see how you all keep pushing forward throughout this year and through the next year, and just give us all the experience and the life that we are that we're looking for. We hope to see you all and see the wonderful things that you all do. Thank you all to these panelists for being here with us tonight. Thank you so much to our audience for joining us, for asking these excellent questions. If we didn't get to your question this time, save your questions because we will have more panelists in a couple weeks. Thank you so much to our chapel staff for supporting us, for getting us. Ms. Rodwell, you are Dean Richardson. Thank you so much. And of course, to the man who you all never see, but who this would be impossible without, Mr. Dillard. Thank you so much to our producer. We cannot wait. Oh, sorry. Thank you also to Beacon for that excellent video. Of course, we said you all go back and watch their concert. We have another video coming up of the HU band. Thank you, Dean, of Showtime Marching Band. Thank you for you all and what we are about to see. We hope to see you in another couple weeks for the final installment of the semester. Okay, is our final installment, but we will be celebrating our seniors. So see you all in 2 Mondays. Bye.